So my name is Agustin Silva Mejia, and I will talk about my project. And my experiment is about using pieces of Jenga, and it's about the topic of basic concepts of motion, and this consists on the relation and the position of time. So we can take account the displacement. For this project, I will calculate if how much does the speed affect at the time of the separation of the Jengas. I mean, if one Jenga has more separation between one piece and another, will be faster than one that has more distance between them. So I chose this project because I think that it's the one that it's the one that it's easier for me and the one that I understand more. So I chose this project because I think it's the one that I understand the most. And the dependent variable that I will use is the time, and for the independent variable I will use the speed. The question is, what is the effect of a change in the speed over the time? And my hypothesis is that when there is more distance between the Jengas, the speed will be lower. So to confirm my hypothesis, I will use the formula d between t, distance between time, it's equal to the seconds. So in my procedure of my experiment, I will put in the pieces of Jenga. In the first attempt, I will do it with 4 centimeters of separation between each Jenga, and in the second one, I will use 5 centimeters of separation. So I will push one Jenga against the other ones and calculate the time that it lasts till the last Jenga. So the time for this attempt was and the time for this attempt was. So as we can see in the results, we can observe that the second attempt had a faster velocity than the first one, and the first one had 4 centimeters of separation, and the second one had 5. So this breaks out my mind, because I thought that the first attempt was going to be faster than the second one because there is like less separation, and I thought that when less separation it will be faster. So I know I'm shocked. So I put the results on a graph, and we can see that, here we have the graph. Here we can see, the graph. So looking in the results of the graph, we can see that clearly it has like a tendency of going downwards, and is like going to the opposite way. So yeah, we can see that the comparison between the first attempt and the second attempt is that it decreased the time, totally unexpected, but that's the way it happened. And so analyzing this, here we can see that there is like a linear relation between the variables, which are the time and the speed, and they're closely related because there is like r 2 times, it's equal to 1. And for the conclusion, as we can see, the first attempt was slower than the second one, and I think that we can prove that my hypothesis was wrong because, as I clearly said, I always thought that the first attempt was going to be faster because of the separation of 4 centimeters. Well, was lower than the 5 centimeter separation, and we can see clearly it didn't happen. I don't know why. So I think it doesn't depend in the separation. I mean, I think that it's also the distance because the two of them had the same distance of total. It was 1 meter, but this drives me to think that maybe the thing that could affect my results, maybe I don't know, like wrong measure, like in the moment of putting the jengas, maybe there was like a different separation that I thought, well, because I measured them, but or maybe it was like an individual jenga was like more separated to one to another, and this could maybe affect, even though it, I don't know, it doesn't like seem to affect. At the end, it may could affect. Um, so I think that it could be like more sort of that things. And well, I think that for future applications, I may use sort of maybe compare it with a domino piece of, well, that pieces of domino, because it may depend of the material, but I'm not quite sure, because it could fail like anything. I think that I will use like a better ruler to measure like more closely into the all the pieces of Jenga or domino or the thing that I use. And I think that this is like, it could be also like a metaphor that we don't have to judge everything like it could seem, because like this time I got a surprise, and even though it's like very simple, at the end one little thing could change like lots of things. And I think that that's the way physics can affect in our daily lives. So I don't know, this is like an experiment I did, but at the end it has like more depth than I thought. So I think that this experiment needs to be more drive to depth and to deep, and yeah.